Aloha, 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 guys. Welcome to Roll With Us Radio. My name is Lela, and you're tuned in to Roll With Us Radio, another segment of Humble Ambitions. Aloha, y'all. So, today is all about self-love, y'all. Self-love. So, let me just say to this one really quick thing. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. Really quick, let me just send out a prayer and God rest his soul, because that is a man who had a loving heart. Raised right. May God rest his soul. Peace be the journey. Love, prayers, and condolences to his love of his life, Lauren London and his son. May God give you comfort and warm your heart, mamas, and may he continue to surround you two guys until you guys meet again. My condolences to you and your guys' family, but may peace be the journey, because this is not the end of our life until you guys meet again. But yeah, another life taken, but I don't know. A lot of people said it's because of his hustle, but if you guys was woke and you guys know what's up, Dr. Sebi and the teaching that Nipsey Hussle was on, it's out there. The knowledge is there, and he's smart about it. And I know a little bit of something about what he's talking about, because I haven't really said anything about it, but I'm on that, and I've been on that. I just haven't said anything about it because I like the way it is, and I like the way it feels, and the lifestyle is cool. But people know about it. A lot of people doesn't say about it, but Nipsey had the courage to talk about it. And and God rest his soul. But if a lot of people just spoke about it, and instead of just did what they did and do what they do, and mum's the word, maybe a lot more people talk about, almost like the gospel of Jesus Christ, right? But hey, who am I to say, right? But so today's segment is self-love, and you're tuned in to Roll With Us Radio. Again, another segment of Humble Ambition. My name is Lala, coming to you straight from the 808 state. Shout out to my boy Eric Loco, and New Age Entertainment. Shout out to Spotify, iHeartRadio, and always the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado out there. Hey, what's up? So right now it is 2:35 over here in the 808 state of Hawaii, and it is hot as heck. It is hotter than the devil's butt crack, but then hey, this is Hawaii though. There's like a little breeze though. So, just a little statement from Sabito. Life is unexpectedly, like every single day, you have a choice, right? To choose what and how you walk in your life and in your day. And, Dr. Sebi said, I'm not what happened to me. I'm what I choose to become. And Nipsey Hussle was the epitome of that. And and you should also live by that as well. Choose who you become and not what happened to you. And self-love is that in itself, right? And let me just share this. And and everybody has a choice, right? Everybody has a choice. Everybody has everybody has a choice and how they're going to play out their day, or what they allow to change their day, and how they're going to feel throughout their day. You are in charge of your day. Your mindset and how you allow the people to affect you in your way, or how you allow it to change the course of your day, right? Or like how you allow, and that's pretty much the course of everything, right? And Dr. Sebi sets the course of that in the way the diet is, and the way he sets the course of your life when you choose to accept the way you eat and the things that you put in your mouth, right? And the way of living, right? Because what you choose to put in your mouth and the thing that you put in your body, it changes the way your body performs, because the vitamins and minerals that you put in your mouth and the way your body functions to it, right, is what makes it perform. Does that make sense? So the way of life and the way you start living changes. And the way you start feeling changes. Your mindset changes. It depends on what you allow to influence you. Your choices and what you allow in your environment. On a daily basis is your choice. Okay, so I'm going to share something with you guys that happened to me this weekend. I shared it briefly. I shared this briefly with you guys on the podcast this weekend, when I said my heart felt free, and about love somebody that I loved since the 4th grade, and I put that God, thank you for loving me and allowing me to love and feel love for the first time. It's because my heart felt lifted and I felt free. Like I finally felt the meaning of love. God opened my heart to like feeling this great sense of love, and it was so amazing. It was amazing. It was like this sense of love that I never was able. I was always thinking like why I felt so restricted. Like how come? Like why was it? Why did I feel so limited when I like here I am feeling like, you know, I know how to love. I have this heart, and you know, I know how to love. I know how to love, and here I am. I know I have a big heart, and I'm loving on people, but then I feel like as if like my love is hitting this plateau, right? And but I'm not allowing people to love me, or they're not reciprocating the love that I'm giving them. And so I feel like my heart is hitting this plateau when I'm trying to show people this love that I have for them, and I'm trying to reciprocate the love that I have for them, and the love that they have for me, but it's like hitting this plateau all the time. And it was happening all the time, and it happened after the breakup that I had with my ex. And so this was going on for the past 3 years after my breakup. And so after all of that was happening, I couldn't understand it. And then like after that breakup, like I was wondering, like, could it be me? Could it be me, like, harboring all of that hurt that I had from that relationship, that toxic relationship, and carrying on all that toxicity from that toxic relationship, and carrying it on to the people that, you know, I had met while trying to move on in my life, and while trying to meeting new people, trying to find myself after that toxicity, getting rid of that toxicity from that toxic relationship, and meeting all these new people and trying to find myself again. Did I carry all that toxicity from that toxic relationship and like block my heart off to a point where I can't feel that love, or I can't reciprocate that love to the people that was loving on me, where I'm opening myself up again, and that plateau that I was hitting, I felt like I wasn't reciprocating that love, and I wasn't fully loving people back to my extent. So this weekend was all about like God, like pulling the veil off of my eyes that was covering my eyes that I didn't even know that I had, and when He did that, like I just felt all the chains that was around my heart just break free. Now, this is a man that I fell in love with from the first time I saw him. Now, I was 10 years old when I first laid eyes on this guy. I was 10 years old. I have just lost my daddy, and I was in a new place. I moved out here from the Bay Area, and in Hawaii. I was in a new place, and back in the days in Hawaii, being someone in Hawaii back in the days, like 1984. Oh my God, I just shared my freaking age. 1984, 1985, around that time in Hawaii. Back in those days, being a Polynesian female or Polynesian descent back in the days, I know it's hard to believe at that time. There was a lot of racism back in those days in Hawaii. Being a Polynesian descent. They never heard of a Polynesian family in here, Hawaii. Being Samoan Tongan back in Hawaii, like, you would never know that this was even part of Polynesia itself, Hawaii itself. Sorry, you guys. If you're just coming through, you're tuned into Real With Us Radio, and this is another segment of Humble Ambitions. And my name is Lela, coming to you straight from the 808 state of Hawaii. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 to 5, Hawaii Standard Time, Pacific Time. And I am on Spotify and iHeartRadio. Shout out to the My High City in Colorado, Denver. And I'm talking about self-love. And this broadcast is, and I know everybody's talking about like they know who the hell is Nipsey Hussle. I nobody know who Nipsey Hussle was until he died 2 days ago. But anyways, I'm talking about Dr. Sebi. And ain't nobody know who Dr. Sebi was until like 2 days ago. Whatever. Anyways, stay yoked, yo. Because Dr. Sebi is the holistic doctor that everybody should have known about. Because he was the one that cured cancer. And ain't nobody talking about him because Dr. Sebi, let me drop some knowledge on you people. Because you guys need to stay yoked. Dr. Sebi is the doctor that I actually been taking because nobody pays attention to Lela, right? Anyways, I was in the middle of my conversation. I'm gonna drop some knowledge onto you guys afterwards. So, we're talking about this self-love theme, and this self-love thing is all about that plateau I was hitting. And when you hit a plateau and you don't know what's going on, you don't realize what's going on in front of you, and you can't see anything because you're too blinded with situations that are happening in front of your face. People that's looking on the inside out can see. On the outside in can see, but you can't see it because you're so overwhelmed with what's going on in front of you. And us as women, God made us to be emotional. And nobody can tell me that women are too emotional. God made a woman to be emotional. Read Genesis for me, please. Do not stop reading. And this is where the saying, reading is fundamental, comes from. Because you should never stop reading. I don't care how old you get. Do not stop reading. Reading is sexy. Oh my God, reading is so fucking sexy. Oh my God. Anyways, women, God made women emotional. If you want to get into a woman's panties, go and get on some reading. Okay? That's all you gotta do. You can be ugly as fuck, be smart as fuck. Because when you're smart as fuck, but you're good about it, and you're slick about it, but you're smooth about it, though. But don't be sloppy as shit, though. You need to fucking clean your shit up. Because when you clean your shit up and you're smooth about it, trust me. But God made women emotional. And when a woman doesn't know that she's going through everything and she's hitting a plateau, she doesn't realize that all of the things that she's feeling or that she's not reciprocating is not working. The only thing she sees is like, what the F is going on? Like, everybody's tripping but me. That's the only thing she's seeing. Everything's not working. Something must be wrong with me. Something must be going on. She doesn't see that there's a plateau that she's continuously hitting. And when a woman can't see that she's continuously hitting a plateau and there's a blockage within her heart because of the toxicity that she had from a previous relationship, she automatically assumes that it's something wrong with her. And when a woman feels that something's wrong with her, she automatically starts feeling ugly. Her self-worth starts going. And in society today, a man is so fucked up himself. Instead of trying to build up a woman, a man is such an asshole that he'll break down a woman himself more so that he feels more of a man himself. Because the man is supposed to be a king and he's supposed to be an alpha. But because he's feeling an asshole himself, instead of building up a woman, he'll step on her so that he can feel more like a king. And that's the saddest part. Because we're in a world of who's right. Because chivalry is dead. And that is crazy to me right now. Still, I trip. But this weekend, I loved this man since 4th grade. And when God showed me what he showed me this weekend, my heart and all of those shackles automatically just dropped. And it came out of nowhere. All these years, I was with this man for 7 years. I went from an independent woman, as happy as I was. I had the greatest job that I ever had. I was happy. I'm that kind of woman. I still am. I'm humble. I was always humble. But when it comes to money, I'm going to tell you guys about me and money. Money ain't shit to me. Money was never anything to me. I'm the most simplest woman you can ever meet. I'm going to leave this replay so that you guys can know who the hell I am. My name is Lela. I am from Hawaii. I was born and raised in Hawaii. I'm a pastor's daughter. I was raised by a humble construction man, my grandpappy. My daddy died when I was 9. My stepdaddy was a hustler, though. My stepdaddy can hustle money like a motherfucker. the best fucking bingo hustler from here all the way around the fucking bay. My stepdaddy made stacks for churches, I tell you that. But money wasn't shit to me. Still ain't shit. I can burn stacks in front of people and it ain't matter to me. You know why? Because you won't die with money. What matters to me is relationships. Relationships and who I enjoy my time with. That's what matters to me. So, when I say, like, the plateau and love and self-love, like, that is when you realize, like, there is always going to be a plateau with people. There is always going to be a plateau where you are either going to be elevated and people are either going to fall off that plateau, or you are going to be growing, or the people that you are going to grow with are either going to be stagnant, or the people that you're going to grow with are going to be pulling you down. You're going to be stagnant with those people, or you're going to be elevated, and the people that you're not going to be, that's going to be stagnant are the ones that you're going to lose as friends. It always happens that way. Because those are the people that God says are not meant to be on your next level. You'll see them, you'll see them here and there. That's cool. But then that's when humility steps in. Right? But that's another story. So this weekend, the man that I told you guys about, that I was in love with since 4th grade, was like, oh, I was looking for you guys. And so my son, he's like, Mom, does this mean that God is bringing Daddy back to us? Because my son was always talking about, Mom, is Daddy coming back home? Mom, is Daddy coming back home? What happened was my breakup with my ex that I was with for 7 years was something that was devastating for somebody who had built a life with a man, right? And we were the perfect couple, right? Went to high school together, went to grade school together, built a life together, had a family together, reconnected after all these years. Reconnected, we had the perfect couple, right? I was Miss Popular in high school. He was the nerd, right? Came back. I was Miss Tomboy. I came back like this whole fucking diva and shit. And he was like, oh, damn, all hot and shit, being a nerd. Came back, reconnected. We were like the perfect couple. Had a family. Everybody in the neighborhood was like, what? No, Preston Montero, what? So cute. Because I was always private with my life. And here I am walking around, and we both as hot people, together. And all of a sudden, I'm being Miss Susie Homemaker, the perfect wife, right? Perfect wifey. And then and then I make him to be this whole fucking healthy Adonis looking man, right? And I go from being this really cute, stacked Polynesian chick, right, from Vegas, all independent and all. I went from that to like being married homemaker. And then he becomes the nerd, sexy nerd, stay-at-home daddy to like this sexy, athletic working man. And I go to like being an independent woman to like a stay-at-home mommy, soccer mom. And then he goes from stay-at-home daddy to like the sexy working daddy. And I go to the stay-at-home mommy image. And I'm building him up to be the sexy professional daddy. And so years pass. And I build him up. And I go to the humble stay-at-home working and going into his shadow. And then years pass again. And I build him up. And I come snuck and go into his shadow. And then 6 years go by and he's still on that podium, and I'm still living in his shadow. And then 7 years pass by and I'm still building him up, and then slowly but surely he becomes everything, and he forgets the people that prayed for him and stayed up all night for him and waited for him and praised him and kept the lights on and worried for him and sat at the dinner table until he came home. He forgot about all of that. And then 5 nights a week of work came 6 nights a week. And then came 7 nights a week. And then all of a sudden, Sunday church days became no days. And then the weekends, family weekends, became no weekends. And then all of a sudden, no days, family days, became no family days. And then family time became just mommy and PJ time. And then all of a sudden, I can't do this anymore because I feel like I'm not the family man anymore. And then you lose your partner that you've known since 4th grade. Imagine that. See, a woman, like I said, God made emotional for a reason. Because on Genesis, the book of Genesis, God made women emotional because when devil tempted Eve, the punishment was you will suffer when you give birth. Because instead of confiding in your husband, you chose to make your own decision. And because of that, you took your free will and you chose. And you will feel every single pain that comes with that. And with that, every single emotion that women feel with heartache, the women feel. And that's why women are made emotional. Because of the sin because of the fall of mankind, when the first mistake was made. So, you see how reading is fundamental and you learn things? The curse of the woman is being emotional because of the things that have happened in the past. The women's curse is the fact that because Eve chose to be tempted, she didn't listen. We are cursed to feel every single thing. And it still lives on to this day. So pain is evident with emotions. So when he said that, can you imagine how I felt? I left. I took my son. My heart wouldn't let go though. My heart wouldn't let go of the man that I thought was my partner for life. Because I'm a loyal person. I'm a Scorpio. I'm loyal as F. When I'm in love with somebody, you gotta fucking shoot me. Because I'm a ride or die till the fucking wheels fall off into the coffin fucking drops. I'm loyal as fuck. Especially when I got your baby. So, of course, but God, I'll take my pride and ask God, help me break my own heart. For the sake of my son. I love him. But I love my son. Because he started getting evil to a point where he started hitting me physically. And my son started getting in the middle every single day, trying to stop him from hitting me. And my son was 9. No, my son was 8. And my son would jump in the middle. Dad, stop. Dad, stop. So to protect my son, I asked God, for my son's sake, help me break my own heart and help me walk away. Give me the strength to walk away from him. Because emotionally, I wasn't strong enough to leave him because my heart was still in love with this man. Because everything I was for 7 years was this man. Everything I was and everything I am was this man. I slept, I ate, I breathed, I lived. This man for 7 fucking years. I knew nothing but this man. So, can you imagine? While I was dying, after 4 years of breaking up, leaving him alone, he comes looking for me and my son, saying he wants us to spend more time together, and my son's all happy, thinking, oh, is God bringing back daddy to us, mommy? And I'm already, like, talking to somebody. Like, I literally started, like, allowing my heart to start getting to know somebody that is completely opposite from my ex. Completely opposite. Like, I found myself smitten by somebody different from my ex. Completely opposite. Completely fucking opposite. Different. Different race. Different everything. Like, just, like, he caught my attention like nobody else did. Like, in a room full of people, you would never fucking expect me being attracted to this man. But the way he is, he can catch my attention. And he did. Oh, he did alright. He made me stop. Ask me how. He quoted Plato. I didn't know how he looked. I didn't know who the fuck he was. He quoted Plato. And that tripped me the fuck out. I was like, who said that? Like, and I was like, who is that? And I stopped. And everybody was like, what are you talking about? And it took me like about like a half an hour to say, everybody stop. Like, stop spamming the chat. And it was unlike me. It was online me. I was like, everybody stop spamming the trunk. And I was like, going again. I was like, who just said that? And I was trying to read his name because I didn't know what the hell it was. And I was like, And then I was like, who is... And then the person was like, who is... I was like, how? I was like, oh, okay. And he was just like, oh, are you talking about me? And I was like, uh-huh. And I said, who said one of the penalties for refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors? And then he said, that was me. I said, I said, what you know about Plato? He goes, what don't I know? And that just intrigued the fuck out of me. And then he started DMing me Plato. And then he started quoting other poets. Like every single morning after that. And then I saw his profile. And I was like... And then I went and saw his broadcast. And you would never guess how this mother effer is. He is straight up thug mother effer. This guy is a straight up thug mother effer quoting Plato. Caught my attention. For those of you guys who are just tuning in, welcome to Roll With Us Radio. And you're tuned in to another segment of Humble Ambitions. And we're talking about self-love. And I just quoted Dr. Sebi. If you don't know, Dr. Sebi said something like, I'm not what happened to me, I'm what I choose to become. And I was just shedding some light on a subject about what happened to me this weekend. And about me not seeing something that was happening to me until something was this veil was lifted from my eyes this weekend. And so this guy that I was like allowing myself to talk to after this toxic relationship that I was in, right? I didn't know, right, this guy that caught my attention. So I didn't know because he was different, that he caught my attention. And I was like, okay. So while I was trying to get to know him and I allowed this person to, you know, because he was so different in his ways, it intrigued me that he was that way. And again, because it was like that, it was fine. But when it came to the thinking and giving my thoughts to that person, I hit that plateau. And I didn't know I hit that plateau. Giving my thoughts to somebody after coming from a toxic relationship, I hit that plateau again. And I didn't even know. And then because I hit that plateau, I couldn't fully understand why I was being so defiant and allowing this person to love me the way I should be. And then again, I get this guy that I've loved since 4th grade, right? I mean, still in love with him, and I thought I let go after the breakup. I didn't know that there was that veil that was still covering my eyes. And so after this weekend, my son's like, Dad, God's bringing Daddy back, blah, blah, blah. So we finally get back, and we go out. Like, just meet me. I've been looking for you guys for this past month. Just hang out, and we'll, see how it is, like old times. So, of course, I cut ties with this new guy, go and spend time with the baby daddy again this weekend. And for some fucking reason, we go, my son's happy, he meets us, and we get out of the car, and I feel the most happiest I've felt in my soul that I've ever felt in my life. My son is healthy, my son is happy. The baby daddy comes out of the car, he opens my car door. I get out, he's smiling, he's like, hey, he's like, you look good, and I said, hi, and I'm smiling, my son's smiling, my son's like, Daddy, and my heart's smiling because my son's smiling, not because of him, my heart's smiling because of my son smiling, and something just doesn't feel right. I don't know what it is, and, I see my car that we bought together, and there's like this big gash on the passenger's door, and I say, what happened to my car? And he says, oh, and he puts his arm on my, he puts his arm around me like we're all fucking family again, and I'm like, ew. And that's the first reaction that comes to me was, yo, and a step away, you kind of do the whole block, and step away and grab my son, and walk on the other side of my son and put my son in the middle, and I just felt this defiance, for me. And when he opened his mouth to tell me what happened, nothing made sense. I don't know what it was, but nothing made sense. Like, I heard gibberish. I don't know if it was God that was bringing this gibberish, like, that hit my ears from his mouth, but my son automatically, my focus dropped onto my son, and my son's face looked up to me and said, Mom, do you understand what Daddy's saying? And I'm like, I looked at him, and he looked at me, and he's like, what? And I'm like, what are you saying? Like, in a ball of confusion, I literally looked at him, and I said, what are you saying? And he says, I'm talking about the car. You asked me what happened to the car. And he literally snaps. Now, we're in the bank. And I'm like, why are you yelling? Because he's yelling. And I'm usually the one that's hot-headed. And he's like yelling. And everybody in the bank had turned around and looked at us. And I'm like, why are you yelling? And he's like, well, you're looking at me like I'm stupid. And I'm like, whoa. And I turn around and I tell my son, like, why is your dad yelling? He is yelling, and there is no reason to yell. There is no reason to yell. So why is your dad yelling? And so I didn't quite understand why he was yelling, but I then realized what God was trying to show me and how the roles had switched, you know? And everything that he was trying to say didn't make sense at all. And the money that he said that he was going to use to help me and my son wasn't even his money at all. So all the things that I thought was what he said was compassion that he was trying to show, and that want to be the provider that he was trying to show, wasn't even exactly what he said what was. This what it turned out to be. The smoke screen of what I wanted to believe with all my heart wasn't it. It was his greed. The check was mine. The check was mine, and the only reason why he had it is because his name was the second co-signer. The check was my down payment to the car that we signed together. And he needed money because he got in trouble. And the only reason why I was there because I needed to sign the check because I was the one on the name of the check. And he gave me $200 and he took $2,000, and the only reason why I gave him the $2,000 because that was a down payment for him to leave us alone. After that he left, and I was never to see him again. And I felt as if I looked at him that whole day, and I felt as if God needed me to see that it was never me that wasn't good enough. It was he that was never good enough for me and my son, and that we were always good. And God needed me to know that he wasn't keeping me away from him. He was keeping him away from me and my son, and he was protecting me and my son from this man, because this man was never good enough for me and my son. It was God's way of protecting me and my son. Because you will never be good enough to somebody. He will never appreciate you in a way a man that deserves your love will ever. A man that can love you the way God intended you to be loved will always love you. A man that can never see your worth will never see that. And after this weekend, I never felt more appreciated and more loved than I ever feel this moment. I felt God lifted the veil off my eyes. The money that he gave me, I took it to church and blessed this other family with it. The guy that impressed me, I came back and I thanked him for loving me through that madness. I don't know where that is going to go, but I told him, I love you for that, but I'm not going to chase you. I'm not. But I'm also not going to take my love for granted either. If you're going to step to me, but know how to step to me though. But I got to love myself more. And that's where I'm at right now. I got to love me more. And loving me more is knowing how to love me and taking care of me. I am 30 pounds down, and I feel more healthier and more in love with me more than I've ever felt. And I'm going to tell you this. I look damn fucking good for my age. And this is only the fucking beginning. This is only the beginning. Self-love is always about letting go. Like, let go of everything. Go into your closet. Go into your car. Go into everything. Go into your Facebook. Go into your fucking Instagram. Get rid of every fucking thing that doesn't fucking do you any good and get rid of it. And then accept the things about you that you need to change. Accept the things about you that you failed. Accept it. Let it go. Move on, babe. Move on, beautiful. Because you're beautiful with or without it. Accept it. And then love yourself for it. Because you've come this far. You've come this far. You come this far by yourself, with yourself. With yourself. And through all of that you've been through, you come this far. And you need to be good to yourself. Because without being good to yourself, mama, you got a lot more to go. So you gotta love on yourself now. You've been too fucking hard on yourself. And if the world's been hard on you, and you're hard on yourself, how is that gonna work out if you're still hard on yourself after everything that you've been through? You need to love on yourself. You're good. Appreciate yourself. Love on yourself. For real though. Even God tells you to love on yourself. Love you like how I love you. I made you. I made you to stand out. Be salt. Be salt and light. You are beautifully broken. You ain't perfect. God never made you to be perfect. The only person that you're perfect to is God. But don't allow anybody to tell you any different. You've been broken down enough. Don't break yourself down anymore, though. But this podcast is as much as you take this podcast. Come back to it whenever you feel like coming back to it. Self-love is all about letting go, going in there, accepting your mistakes, loving yourself for it, and appreciating yourself after, and then living, just living. There's so many people like shedding on you your whole life. It's time for you to love on you. Like, just love on you. So, that being said, I just want to say shout out to my boy Eric. And shout out to Go With Us Radio. Because, that's the radio station that we're on right now. And on the SOGL page at Chris Gonzalez on Facebook, Eric Local on Instagram, Add me, of course, Humble Ambition on Instagram and on Twitter. At Eric Loco on Twitter. Shout out to Spotify, iHeartRadio, 98.5, Bounce 107. And I'm not going to play any music today because my little freaking segment took like about a whole freaking 2 hours. And, so self-love, just, you gotta know, like, that plateau and that plateau that you go through, you are not what happened to you. You are who you choose to be. Everything that happened to you in life is not who you are. You choose who you are. You choose who you are and who you become every single day, and what forms you every single day of your life. So, my name is Layla, and I thank you for tuning in to me today. But stay tuned to Thursday, because a lot of the conversation that's going to happen throughout today and throughout Humble Ambition is going to be really fucking deep. And you know what? I'm going to take Humble Ambitions on a whole nother fucking level. So stay tuned. Roll With Us Radio is going to get very fucking interesting, because the teaching of Dr. Sebi is not going to fucking die. If I'm going to get shot, I'm going to get fucking shot. Speaking truth. Because you know what? For real though, I'm going to show you what the fuck is going on with Dr. Sebi. Because I was on Dr. Sebi's diet for the past 3 fucking weeks. And I done lost fucking 30 fucking pounds. And I look fucking tight as fuck. For real though. I'm going to bring out my Facebook page too, so you can see what the fuck is going on right here. Let you see what the fuck is going on for real. Alright. So, I'll catch you on Thursday though. Shout out to my boy Eric Loco. Thank you. Love you guys. Aloha.